Jesse Watters, Greg Gutfeld, and Kayleigh McEnany, three of the most famous people on the Fox News channel, recently made a huge announcement on Harris Faulkner's show that has everyone talking. There is a lot of political talk and analysis on Fox News. These three conservative leaders have changed the media and politics with their strong personalities and different points of view. In what ways might this change Fox News' reputation and the elections in the future? Stay tuned as we figure out the answer and reveal the real reason for this interesting change in the reporting business. A lot of people know Jesse Watters, Greg Gutfeld, and Kayleigh McEnany. Each of them brings their own personality and point of view to the political talks on Fox News in their own way. But what did they say together this time that is getting so much attention online? The author of Watters' World, Jesse Watters, has a lot of fans who love his funny banter and fearless way of looking at politics. He has been a regular on Fox News, where he talks about the most important issues of the day, with a mix of humor, in-depth reporting, and strong views. He has a reputation for questioning the stories told by major media. He is known for his sharp delivery and direct style. He often plays the part of the provocateur by bringing up political issues that aren't getting enough attention, or are misunderstood, which starts heated debates. He said it was his job to show how the rich act and how their choices are different from normal Americans' lives. Watters doesn't hold back when talking about controversial topics. He often bases his claims on this alleged split when talking about immigration, economic policy, and ongoing cultural problems in the United States. It's not a problem for him to say that he thinks politicians don't understand the problems of regular people. He was born and raised in the Germantown and East Falls neighborhoods of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He went to William Penn Charter School for his junior year before moving to Long Island, New York, with his family in 2001. He went to Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut, and got his BA in history there. He started his career at Fox News as a production helper after graduating. In 2003, he joined the production team for The O'Reilly Factor, and started appearing on the show the next year. Watters first appeared on the Fox News show Outnumbered in June 2014, and after that he made a few guest appearances as a co-host. This was the start of Watters' World, his own monthly show on Fox News. Even though he is an ambush journalist, he tries to make the conversation fun for the person he's talking to. He has said, "To be honest, we always leave the interview with a smile, and watching the video again and going, 'Oh my gosh, what just happened?' is always fun." Watters became a co-host of the panel show The Five in April 2017. He wrote another book after that called How I Saved the World, which was the best-selling non-fiction book in the New York Times. From TV shows to books, it was clear that Watters was getting a lot of attention. Since Watters became more well-known, he moved up at Fox News. On January 10, 2022, he became the permanent host of his evening show after making an appearance as a temporary host for the network's 7 p.m. show. Because of this, Jesse Watters' Primetime was made and premiered on January 24, 2022. When Watters' World came out on January 15, 2022, it was another big step forward in his success. Even though this happened, Watters kept showing up on The Five a lot. In 2023, Watters went through yet another big change. In June, Fox News said that he would take over as the regular host of the popular 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time hour after Tucker Carlson left. This move made him one of the most well-known voices on Fox News and solidified his role as a big contributor to the network's shows. That brings us to Greg Gutfeld, who is the master of political comedy. Greg makes important topics funny on his late-night show Gutfeld. And when he hosts The Five, he makes us laugh and think at the same time. His unique way of commenting on politics has changed how late-night TV talks about politics. With his clever sense of humor, he shows how the political theater of today isn't always consistent. Political correctness getting in the way of personal freedoms, cancel culture, and freedom of speech are some of the main ideas he wants to get across. Gutfeld talks about very controversial topics in a casual, friendly way that keeps the seriousness of his points. This makes the topics interesting and helpful. Gutfeld did an internship at the American Spectator as R. Emmett Tyrrell's helper after getting his bachelor's degree in English from the University of California. Afterward, he was in charge of several Rodale Press publications and worked as a writer for Prevention. In 1995, he became a staff writer for Men's Health. He became editor-in-chief of Men's Health in 1999, and David Zinchenko took over the job the next year. After that, Gutfeld was made the chief editor of Stuff, a company that was later bought by Dennis Publishing. During his time in charge, circulation went from 750,000 to 1.2 million. Gutfeld got a bunch of dwarfs and told them to be as loud and annoying as possible so he could go to a 2003 meeting of the Magazine Publishers of America on Buzz. After being fired soon after the act that got him in trouble, Gutfeld became head of brand development at Dennis Publishing. He worked for the company as editor of Maxim magazine in the UK from 2004 to 2006. Because fewer people were reading during his time, Gutfeld's contract was not renewed. Gutfeld was one of the first people to write for the Huffington Post, from its start in 2005 to October 2008. His comments often went after co-workers like Arianna Huffington, Cenk Uygur, and Deepak Chopra, which made him more of a troublemaker. In February 2007, Gutfeld was hired to host Fox News' late-night talk show Red Eye. This was a big change in his career. As soon as it started at 2 a.m., the show had a lot of fans. Red Eye was known for its edgy style. Fellow author Andy Levy was the show's watchdog, and Bill Schultz, who used to work with Gutfeld on stuff, was his helper. People liked Red Eye because they could relate to Gutfeld's playful style. The show has a lot of loyal fans. Tom Shilyu took over as host in February 2015, after Gutfeld's last show. Even though Gutfeld became famous on Red Eye, it was his role on The Five, which began in July 2011, that really made him famous. Being a panelist and co-host on the popular political talk show that airs weekdays at 5 p.m. ET helped Gutfeld get more attention and solidify his place as a leading political analyst. From May 2015 to present, Gutfeld was the host of The Greg Gutfeld Show on Fox News. The show was a weekly late-night show that aired on Saturday nights at 10 p.m. It was popular with viewers because it was rude, and had a mix of funny and serious political comments. News in February 2021 said that the show would move to weeknights. On April 5, 2021, the new Gutfeld debuted. It turned out to be a huge success. In August 2021, Gutfeld had more viewers than The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, making it the most watched late-night talk show in the United States. It was more popular than The Late Show, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Kimmel Live. Every night, 2.12 million people watched Gutfeld. When Gutfeld and The Five together averaged more than 5 million people at the end of 2021, it made Gutfeld an even more popular Fox News personality. He is a unique figure in both politics and the media because he can mix serious political analysis with funny and harsh criticism of current events. Mediaite ranked Gutfeld as the 11th most powerful person in American media in the second half of 2021. This shows how much of an effect he has on political discourse. And then there's Kayleigh McEnany, who used to be the White House press secretary and made a smooth move into writing about politics. A lot of people admire McEnany for being able to explain complicated policy issues in a precise and clear way. She is now a regular on Outnumbered, where she continues to give sharp political comments from the inside. McEnany did work as an intern for several politicians while he was in college, such as George W. Bush, Adam Putnam and Tom Gallagher. After that, she worked at the White House Office of Communications and wrote reports for the media. McEnany's first job was as a paid CNN analyst while she was in law school. When she was running for president in 2016, she backed Donald Trump. Before supporting Trump in early 2015, McEnany was a harsh critic. On Fox Business and CNN, he said Donald Trump has shown himself to be a showman, calling him fake and saying that his comments about Mexican immigrants were racist. She did, however, change her mind and start supporting Trump after getting advice from Michael Marcantonio, a fellow summer associate at the same law company. Donald Trump is going to be your nominee, Marcantonio told her. If a smart young blonde Harvard graduate wants to get on TV and have a career as a political commentator, you would be wise to be an early backer. Soon after getting this advice, McEnany quit her job at CNN on August 5, 2017, to host Real News Update, a 90-second video on Trump's personal Facebook page. The next day she told the American people she had given them the real news and praised Trump the whole time. Mike Huckabee, who used to work for her, said she was extraordinarily prepared and a careful researcher. There aren't many people in either party who can do what Kayleigh has done in such a short period of time. Van Jones, a liberal commentator who worked with her at CNN, said of her quick professional success. In politics, McEnany became well known for her ability to stay calm under pressure and her deep understanding of important topics. Even people who didn't like her couldn't deny how quickly she became famous. McEnany's quick rise in politics shows how well she can speak and how strongly she believes in conservative ideas. At the moment, McEnany looks at politics in a formal and methodical way, and he often supports right politicians and programs, especially those linked to Donald Trump. She markets herself as a strategist and fan of conservative ideas, by using her time in the White House to give insider information on how to talk to the media and plan a political campaign. McEnany often talks about the successes of the Trump administration and how they are different from current policies to show how successful conservative leadership is. McEnany has made her mark in the ever-changing field of political analysis by using her position to change the way people talk about politics across the country. People who like her or don't like her are always paying close attention to her, whether she's on TV or in public. Finally, we have Harris Faulkner, who has won 6 Emmys and is a giant in the field of news. She is known for her tough interviews and perfect reporting. Faulkner is a well-known and respected figure in the business. As the host of Outnumbered and the host of the Faulkner Focus, Faulkner has a BA in Mass Communications from the University of California, Santa Barbara. She started her work as a freelance business reporter at LA Weekly, where she made $50 per article. As an intern at KCOP TV in Los Angeles, Faulkner did menial jobs. Then he moved to Greenville, North Carolina, to work as a host and reporter at WNCT TV. It was from 1992 to 2000 that Faulkner worked as an evening reporter for WDAF TV in Kansas City. When she moved to Kansas City, a friend from North Carolina followed her around to bother and stalk her. After that, she went again to Minneapolis, St. Paul to work at KSTP TV as an evening news anchor. She quit the show in July 2004 and started working for Fox News in 2005. In the years before it ended in October 2005, she worked as a reporter for A Current Affair. From 2011 to 2017, Faulkner was the host of Fox Report Weekend, which was her first job as a reporter on a network show. In 2018, Faulkner covered the midterm elections. She has also filled in for Martha McCallum on The Story and Shepard Smith on Shepard Smith Reporting. Before Gutfeld quit, she was a regular guest on the late-night satire show Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld. She now appears on his evening show Gutfeld, and sometimes fills in as co-host on The Five. Since April 2014, Faulkner has been co-hosting the Fox News show Outnumbered in the afternoon. In 2017, she became the host of Outnumbered Overtime, a show that is more like a news report than a talk show. At the start of 2021, she started her show The Faulkner Focus. In the fall of 2016, after Tucker Carlson was fired, Faulkner was a guest host on Fox News Tonight. She attacked progressive ideas on that show by saying, women and children are being remade by some kind of crazy communist science experiment. Why does this matter? Because it means something new is about to happen. When people of this level get together, it's worth looking into. And now we're going to take that apart. What is this big news about Jesse Waters, Greg Gutfeld, Kayleigh McEnany, and Harris Faulkner? Give a drum roll. These 4 media giants will work together to create an amazing new evening show. The show will combine their different skills to give a fascinating all-around look at the political and cultural climate. Imagine a mix of Greg Gutfeld's famously funny comments, Jesse Waters' bold musings, Kayleigh McEnany's insider political knowledge, and Harris Faulkner's experienced, fact-based reporting. People who watch this platform will see a new level of political debate. It's not just another news show. Along with breaking news, the show will try to look at things in a bigger picture. We'll have deep talks about how policies will affect the future, as well as cultural shifts, and even some fun, to keep things interesting. Putting these 4 things first should make it fun and teach you something. Now comes the important question. What does this mean for people like you, and why is it important? This is the start of the fun part. You might be asking yourself, okay, another new show. What does it matter? Let's start. There is more to this news than just a new lineup or a group of well-known people. There has been a change in how the news is presented. In recent years, a lot of people have grown tired of standard formats. Formats that only show the facts and don't go into more detail about the problems they reveal. It is promised that this new show will look at, argue about, and question ideas in a way that has never been done before. First, let's talk about Harris Faulkner. Her background and reputation for asking tough questions make her the right host for this new show. She is known for getting right to the point, and with Jesse, Greg, and Kayleigh by her side, she will be able to start conversations about things other than the news. We all know that Jesse Watters stands up for what he believes in. He isn't afraid to tell power the truth, and you can bet that he will do the same in this new job, giving a different point of view to the more popular ones. His lively, honest, and no-nonsense style goes well with the understanding of his co-hosts. Now Greg Gutfeld will use his comic skills to make hard topics easier to understand in a way that keeps people interested. He has always used humor to get people to think deeply about political problems that might seem too big to handle otherwise. Greg will be very important to this new show because he will make tough topics more understandable. Next up is Kayleigh McEnany. She has worked in the White House for a long time and has a unique view of how Washington works. She has sharp thoughts, and is good at making complicated policy issues easy for regular people to understand. Because she knows how politics work, Kayleigh will be able to give an inside look at the choices that affect America's future. Together, these four voices offer a range of points of view that will keep the conversation lively and in-depth. This new show looks like it will be different from everything else on TV, whether you want to watch for the humor, the analysis, or the secret information. Let's talk about how the announcement will affect right media in a broader sense. This new show could be a big deal for people who want an alternative to mass media, especially now that people are losing faith in the media. Fox News has been a leader in conservative journalism for a long time, but the relationship between Watters, Gutfeld, McEnany, and Faulkner is about change, making what people already love even more interesting. This show will not only reflect conservative values, but it will also help shape the story, bring up new points of discussion, and give viewers the information they need to be active and aware citizens. Together, these 4 points of view will help us understand big problems better, leading to a more complete and fair discussion. This is a big deal in the world of political commentary. It's not just another message. Because of Jesse Watters, Greg Gutfeld, Kayleigh McEnany, and Harris Faulkner, the way we read and talk about the news is about to change. Their new show will have a unique mix of journalism, humor, and insider knowledge that they hope will teach viewers and make them think more critically about the most important problems facing the country. One thing is for sure, this show will be fun to watch. Whether you're there for Watters' wit, Gutfeld's humor, McEnany's political commentary, or Faulkner's reporting.